All right, thanks, Ross. Good morning, everybody. Really tough loss, obviously, this past week, but really proud of the effort of our team, proud of the grit and the will to win that I saw in our guys, and then also how they've responded. That's been a real positive over the last couple of days. So we've had wins around here in the past where I've not been real happy, and we've had losses around here where I watched the tape and I'm furious because I didn't see what you got. I didn't see what you have to have in place to be able to win, and that was not the case Saturday night. Everything from a intangible standpoint that I think you got to have to win was on full display with our kids. Their fight, their heart, their will to win, their expectation, was tremendous. Their toughness, all of those things. We certainly got a lot to learn from that game. We got a lot to improve on, especially offensively. But we will because we got a team that cares, and it's very important to them. But we got to improve our precision. We got to improve on our details, our fundamentals, and we got to eliminate the critical mistakes. That's what football is all about. I mean, football punishes you for mistakes, and it rewards precision and details. And that's what the difference in the game was the other night, was just mistakes and just details and fundamentals offensively, because we played well enough to win in the other two phases. So, but I will say this: I think we got a chance to be one of the better teams we've had around here. This team has what it takes. And if we make the improvement that we're capable of making, and we stay healthy, I think when it's all said and done, this will be one of the better teams we've had since I've been the head coach. I love these guys, and it was a really tough, hard-fought game. And if we'd have won 10-3, we'd have the same problems. We'd be sitting here today with the same issues. It wouldn't be anything different. We'd still, it's just better when you come out on top. But those type of games make you better. And what I saw from my perspective and all my years of experience, this team has what it takes. And so that's exciting to me as we move forward. But definitely got a lot of work to do, and excited about it this week. Injury-wise, I think we're going to get Trotter back next week, hopefully, but he'll be clubbed up. So, all he could really do would be able to play guard and just be an extra guy for us. Which still he's got a lot of knowledge, and he's a functional guy, but not going to be able to snap for a little while, but should get him back. As I said last night, Xanders is going to be out for the season. And go ahead and do the surgery on him. Big loss for us, but thankfully we got some good depth there. EJ, in a little bit of a turn of events there, he really wants to try to play, so we're gonna see where he is today and tomorrow, see if he can do it. And, talking to Dr. Brown, they think. I mean, he's going to have the surgery. It's a little ligament right in his thumb, but he thinks he can play. So we're gonna try to tape him up, split him up, and see how he does in practice today or tomorrow, and we'll go from there. So that's still going to be kind of up in the air. And hopefully he can play, and we'll be able to do it when the season's over. But other than that, we're in a pretty good spot injury-wise, especially coming out of a game like that. And I think that's a credit to our staff and how we train, how we practice. Because that was an incredibly physical game, and again, pretty good shape there. Excited about this week, South Carolina State. Buddy Pugh is a friend. He's a guy. He's a man that I have a lot of respect for, as well as him being a great coach. Just one of the better people you'll ever meet. So always enjoy getting a chance to see him. They're coming off of a explosive game against Alabama A&M, and 41-42 game. But they had a lot of points, and very explosive on offense. They had 11 explosive plays. Led by their quarterback. Quarterback's very athletic. He's fast. He's going to be a great challenge for us in being able to handle a very mobile quarterback. We're going to obviously see a lot of those guys as we go through the year. So I think that's a good challenge for our defense. They're led by their running backs. Flowers kid transferred in from Wake Forest. He's a good player. We've seen him when he was at Wake as well. Got a great receiver. Number one there, I think he had like 1,000 yards in a very short season this spring. So he's a good weapon for them defensively. Their back seven is very experienced. They got a Player of the Year candidate at corner. And probably the biggest thing about South Carolina State is I think 73 of the 79 guys are from South Carolina. So these kids will be excited to play, and looking forward to competing against these guys. But for us, just again improving our team, improving our details, our chemistry, our fundamentals, eliminating those critical mistakes. Building upon the good things that we did in the game, because there were a lot of good things in the game this past week, and just continue to move forward. So, and then getting back in the Valley, this is something we've been looking forward to for a long time. I'm happy for our fans. I know it's going to be a great environment. Our players are super excited. I mean, that was one of the best things the other night. I mean, just and you forget. I mean, we got 2 freshman classes that have yet to experience that. And it was awesome. It really was awesome. The roar of the crowd, the pageantry, the ebbs and flows that come with it, was really just great to have back in the game. And I'm excited for our guys to be able to experience Death Valley these next couple weeks. We're going to be here, so going to be a great experience and a great opportunity for everyone. And again, look forward to just continue to move forward with our team, and then really happy for CJ. Man, what an amazing opportunity! What a great year for CJ. He's got a baby on the way. He's married last year. He's coaching at his alma mater and going into the College Football Hall of Fame. All in a short amount of time. So it's really, really awesome to just be able to be a part of that and to see how far he's come on his journey. Really proud of him, and I know that's going to be a special moment for everyone. And Clemson people, they've got long memories, and they all love C.J. Spiller, as they should, and so do I. So really happy for him to have that moment, and know y'all enjoy visiting with him. With that, I'll take your questions.
Dabo, just to clarify on E.J. Williams, has he not had the surgery yet?
No, he has not. We were going to go ahead and do the surgery, but he thinks he wants to give it a shot, and Dr. Brown thinks he could do it. Could go ahead and do it now, and he'd be out, probably 4 or 5 weeks. But if he play with it, then you'll do it at the end of the season. He might be out 6 weeks, postseason, but might be a little longer. But it's something that I don't know right now. And we're going to go practice today, and he's going to go and see how he does. They got a plan for how they're going to just kind of tape him up, and we'll see if he can do it. But that's what he wants to try to do, and we'll see how he goes today and tomorrow.
Is it a ligament or a bone?
Yeah, it's like a little ligament, just a ligament in his thumb.
Do you know Nolan? Do you have an update on Nolan?
Nolan's great. He's not going to play this week, but he's really close. I think he'll be a full go for next week. But I'm really excited that where he is and getting him back. And really, last week and the experience that Jalen got and Joseph and Makuba and how they played. With Nolan on the sideline, that's going to serve us well as we go throughout the course of the season. So it's a position we got a little depth, and not to mention Mickens and Ray and Tyler Venables. It's a good group. It's a deep room. And now Makuba's played in a game like that and played well. Moment wasn't too big for him. Got a few little things, alignments and a couple of things with some eyes that we can clean up. But Nolan is just going to really solidify us right there. So. We're strong up the middle, man, with the guys up front, those backers, and how they played. I mean, Skowski and Balin were incredible. And again, we did a great job structurally on the back end. Didn't really give them any big plays. Did a good job there. So, and held up on the run. So outside, right, they got outside of us a couple times, there at the end. But just really proud of how they played, and getting Nolan back just going to make us better. And Tyler, I forgot about him. Yeah, he's pretty good.
There was a lot of talk for, I guess, 8 months or so that Ohio State had sort of cracked the code with their varying tempos and how was been able to adjust. It seemed like you guys were set each time they tried to push it. What was the key to that in your mind?
Well, we're just a much more veteran group over there. We're deeper. We're these last 2 years we just haven't been quite as good. We've been young or injured or whatever it's been, and we just not quite the veteran group. That 19 and 20 team, we were 19. We were really young. All those guys were gone. A lot to learn, a lot to teach. And then last year we were injured, or COVID, or whatever it was. We had a very thin group, and a lot of our best players didn't play. Xavier was out, in and out all year, and nowhere near the best version of himself. Miles was a freshman. Tyler Davis got hurt. Brzee got hurt some. We just didn't have a lot of depth. And then Foster out. So we just weren't quite as good. And we've just gotten better. We've learned. We worked hard on it this spring. Worked hard on it in fall camp. And again, we're just an incredibly seasoned group. I mean, we just got a lot of water under the bridge over there, everywhere. You look at the experience that we have, and everybody learns from that experience. So really proud of them. Thought they did a great job. We were physical. That's a great offensive line, and we really did a good job. We just, again, fit things up better. We structurally were better. We didn't give up the big plays outside of a couple of those two PIs. I think they took about 10 shots and hit two, where they more than 10 yards down the field. And so we just did a nice job and held up front. But the backers, Skowski and Balin they're the key. They make it go, and played relentless, off the edge. We got more depth. We were able to keep guys fresh. And then the safeties did a nice job for us. We've improved our corner play, our corner discipline, and all those things are good. And again, they played more than well enough. We gave up 3 points, and they scored 3 points. We gave up 3, they gave up 3. We scored 3, they scored 3. And outside of one critical play, it's a 3-3 overtime. And 1970s classic, but it didn't happen. We had critical error with 3:42 left in the half. Critical, and it's a simple play, And if we don't make that critical mistake, it's a first down on about the 20, and you got momentum. You come away with points, and it didn't happen. And as it turned out, one play ended up being the difference. And I knew it'd be 2 or 3 tight plays, and we had other plays that we could have overcome that, but we didn't. And we had plenty of opportunities in the game. But I love how our team has responded. They really have taken ownership. We met together as an offense, the whole group. Thought it was important for the whole group to understand, what the mistakes were and what's reality and what we got to do to improve. And then really proud of our defense again for just making the adjustments that we needed to make against an opponent like that.
How much do you think simplifying helped the defense sort of be ready for when Georgia did sort of try to?
Yeah, I wouldn't say we simplified. We're a very complex defense, but we just got a lot of experience. Again, having Skowski and having Balin Spector out there, having those 5 ends that have a lot of experience. Brzee's not a rookie anymore. And Tyler Davis is a veteran guy, but Rook's a third-year player in the system, even though he hadn't played. And I knew he's a guy I'm really proud of. He belonged. That's a big moment for Rook. They don't know anything about Rook, but he belonged. And Trey Williams belonged too. He was of all the guys, he had the most mistakes and MAs, but you would think he would. He's really a first-year guy. He was hurt all last year, and Rook's going on his 3rd season, even though he really hadn't played. That's the biggest thing is the guys have great understanding and just played with the type of precision and details that you got to have. And that was the exact opposite offensively. First play of the game, should have been a 15-yard rush. Easy play. Everybody's blocked, and I got my true freshman left guard. He's jacked up, and he comes off, and they blow up the double team, and he's got his eyes, and he just forgets he's got to block that. He's got to come off on that backer. That guy's not he's blocked, and if we just do our job, and he's fundamentally better, and he's so amped up, and he details, and boom, come off on the backer. Kobe's running for probably 15+ yards on the first play of the game. First play of the game. That's just a detail. That's a very simple fundamental. Second play of the game, we got a touchdown to Shipley. He's wide open. 84 is wide open. Wide open. Like nobody around him. Nobody. And the guy stops rushing and just so happens gets his hand on the ball. Tips it down. Then we come back and we end up punting the ball. We get the ball on the 2-yard line, take a shot, PI. We get out, 3rd and 4. We got the perfect play. Just run the hitch. But we get a missed signal by the receiver, and he runs straight down the field, and the quarterback's throwing the hitch on time, wide open for the first down, but he keeps running because he read the wrong signal. Well, and so now guess what? He gets sacked because he's having to hold the ball. That ain't on the offensive line. That's on the receiver. That's a sack on the receiver. And so that's a detail, And so the precision in what you do is so important, and that's what cost us offensively. And again, you're going against a great defense. They won some battles too, but it's all the things that we control. We got a 3rd down, and we got a Joe wide open, and we dropped the snap. Just drop the snap. There's so many things in the course of the game where it's just there for the taking, but we made mistakes, and we didn't play with the precision and the details that it takes to beat a team like that. This is as good a defense as there is out there, and you got to take advantage of your opportunities. And they weren't great either. Neither offense was great. And that's a tough challenge for both offenses coming out of the gate. You haven't played, all that type of stuff, but they were more consistent than we were, and didn't make the critical mistake. And when they did, we didn't capitalize. We come right out there and first play we run the ball, and tight end doesn't block the right guy. We got 2 guys blocking the same guy, and this guy we got that guy blocked, but we bust. So we get 2 yards instead of 6. Second play, we take a sack. Just take a sack. Held the ball for like 5 seconds. And you can't do that. We're in scoring range. We're in field goal range. These are things. And again, you're young quarterback, first start in an environment like that with people, and hadn't played in a while. You got a freshman left guard. You got a first-year starter at right tackle, and they're the right guys, but you got no room for error. You don't have room for the type of mistakes that we made in the game, and we just made too many. But it'll make us better. It'll make us better for sure, and it's good to get that exposed. And again, we could have played somebody and beat them 50 to whatever, and everybody's all happy. You want to know, and it's all good. But I love the fact that I love those type of games. It's better when you win them, but I love it when I see our guys play the right way. And even though we made a lot of critical mistakes offensively, they played tough. They played with great effort. They played physical. They kept playing, and we just couldn't quite put it together. So it's going to be something that'll help us improve for sure.
Coach, having said all that.